Welcome to the Home Language English Prep Learning Paper, Explanations and Answers. Your English Home Language paper will consist of two sections, a comprehension section and a language section. By now, you should know that you're writing on the 8th of June 2026, and the marks for that paper will count out of 50. Right, let's see what you can expect. Let's start with comprehension. Comprehension is reading and answering questions. You did this a lot in class. We did them orally. We did them on the board. We wrote in our book. So here are some tips that I can give you so that you are successful in answering the questions in a comprehension. Read the piece at least 2 times. There is enough time. Read the questions carefully. If you understand the question, then you can answer the question correctly. All the answers are in the reading piece. Take your time. Don't guess the answer, because if you guess the answer, you're going to get the answer wrong. And then, as I warned you, spelling will count for comprehension because you've got all the answers in front of you. Let's look at an example. The white rabbit ran through a green patch of grass and found a juicy orange carrot. The question is, what color is the carrot? Remember what I said in class. See if you can identify words in the question and then go and look for the answer in the comprehension. You've got 3 colors in that sentence, white, green, and orange. But the question asked is, what color is the carrot? If I look at the sentence again, it says orange carrot. So if you guessed orange, then you are correct and you understand how to answer the question. I'm going to ask you now to read the passage on page 1 of your learning paper. If you've done so already, you can continue with the video. I'm going to discuss the answers now. Otherwise, I suggest you pause the video, go and complete the exercise, and then come back to the video. Multiple questions. That's where you have to circle and identify the correct answer. And all the answers are always in the comprehension, guys. So the first question I asked there, where was Mia playing? Mia was playing, can you see the highlighted or the bold there? In her yard. Correct. If you had that one correct, then you're 100% correct. The second question was, what did Mia hear? If you circled a soft barking sound, you're 100% correct. Then you've gone back to the comprehension and you've looked for the right answer. Question 3 asked, how did the puppy look at first? Scared and hungry. Once again, that answer is in your comprehension. Then you will also get questions where you have to answer the question in full sentences. Remember what we said in class? I keep on saying remember, but we did this a lot in class. So why did Mia call the phone number on the puppy's tag? You start the answer by saying, Mia called the phone number on the puppy's tag because you could have answered, she wanted to return the puppy. Or you could have said, Mia called the number on the puppy's tag because she knew the puppy was lost. Any of those 2 answers would have been correct. Then you get questions where you have to think. It's your opinion. And as discussed in class, we said, your opinion is your opinion. However, when you give an opinion and they ask why, you need to be able to say why you've got that opinion. So in this question, the question was, what would you have done if you found the lost puppy and why? Now you could go and say, if I found a lost puppy, I would. You could have said, return it to its rightful owner because that's the right thing to do. Or you could have said, I would, if I found a lost puppy, I would take it to the SPCA because I know they will look after the puppy and I can't. Or, remember I said your opinion. You could have said, if I found a lost puppy, I would keep it because I've always wanted a dog and I'm very alone. I cannot mark that question wrong. I can't mark the answer wrong. It is your opinion, but the reason you give, the why, must explain why you've got that opinion. I hope that helps. You're more than welcome to take a break. We're going to start with the language part of your learning paper, or you can continue. Let's start with alphabetical order. Did it a lot in class. I'm going to brush over this. The only thing that I reminded you in class of was that you need to know your alphabet. The alphabet will not be given to you in the exams, so you still have plenty of time to go and practice your alphabet. In this exercise example, I said take the 4 words at the bottom there, zebra, dog, hippo, and lion, and put them into alphabetical order. There is an alphabet, you should know that by heart, but you start with the letter A. Is there a word that starts with the letter A? No. B? No. C? No. D? Of course, dog. So dog is the first one in alphabetical order. Then from D, you move down the alphabet. The next word you should have gotten was H. Can you see that H follows after E, F, G, H? Then you would have had lion from H, I, J, K, L for lion, and then obviously zebra is last. Let's move on to punctuation. I say this every day in class. Use capital letters at the beginning of a sentence, and for names, use your full stops, use your exclamation marks, use your commas. So here are some rules. Always start the sentence with a capital letter. All names and places are also spelled with a capital letter. Always put a full stop at the end of your sentence. Exclamation marks are there when someone is excited, shouting, surprised, or even warning someone. Question marks is when someone else has to answer the question. Commas are there to separate ideas. For instance, Jane went to the shop. She bought grapes, bananas, apples, milk, bread. Instead of saying grapes and apples and milk and bread and so we go on, can you hear that it doesn't sound right? You use commas to separate those items. And then lastly, remember that the word I is always with a capital letter. Please, guys, I is always with a capital letter. I gave you an example here. I said, rewrite the following sentence using the correct punctuation. Did you feed the dog? Can you hear that someone has to answer there? Does that sentence start with a capital letter? No, it doesn't. So to rewrite the sentence using the correct punctuation, you would have made the D for did a capital letter, and you would have ended off the sentence with a question mark. The next sentence I gave you was Simpiwe is late for school. It's just a normal statement. There's nothing to the sentence. First of all, Simpiwe is a name, therefore it should be with a capital letter, but it's also at the beginning of the sentence. Therefore, Simpiwe is written with a capital letter. It's just a normal statement. It ends off with a full stop. I want you to go and try the exercise on page 4. If you've already done so, you can continue with the video. I'm going to discuss the answers now. Here are the answers. So the sentence was, will you be able to come to my party? Can you hear that that sounds like a question? Someone has to answer yes or no or maybe. So if you rewrote the sentence like that, then you're 100% correct. Capital W at the beginning and a question mark at the end. Next sentence, stop, shouted the policeman. Can you hear that someone is excited or warning or shouting? So if you rewrote the sentence using a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence, exclamation mark after stop, and shout at the policeman, just a normal full stop at the end. We're going to discuss past tense now. We did past tense in class. We did those exercises where we looked at the rules, and you all did so well in that. So I'm going to brush over past tense. Remember, you can identify past tense words by looking at the ed at the end. But remember also that a y, when does a y change to ied? Those rules, sorry guys, are in your workbooks. We did those rules in class. And then also, when does the P double up and when does an N double up? It's always the verb that changes. So I've given you an example here. Add an ed to the words in brackets to change the sentence to past tense. I walked to school yesterday. Walk is in brackets. Walk is a verb. It's a do word. And to change that word to past tense, you add an ed. Can you see that? Now, I said try, I play soccer last month. You need to add an ed to play, so it becomes played. Ne? Then the answers to the exercise that you did. John walked to school. Khomotso liked what she saw. Here's another exercise you have to do. There are the answers. So easy. I gave you most of those words in the previous example. Rhyming words. What are rhyming words? Rhyming words are words that sound the same. In order to spot the rhyming words, you need to read them to yourself and listen to the sound. So here's an example. On the river was a big boat. Can you see boat is in red? Now, see if you can hear which other word rhymes with boat. I don't know how it can float. Can you see that boat and float rhyme? I went on. What I know is that water is cold, but I am not that old. Can you see where the rhyming words are? Okay, and then remember that rhyming words don't always have to be spelled the same. 8 and 8, the letter 8 and 8. I ate my food. Bear in the bush, a wild animal, or bear, you walking bare feet. The color blue, or I blew out the candles. So it sounds the same, doesn't necessarily have to be spelled the same. Then I gave you an exercise. Quickly run through this slide. There are your answers. Bear rhymes with bear at the bottom there. Glow with snow. Sight with bite. Creek with creek. Fake with bake. And lamb with dam. Then I also said to you, read the words aloud, those picture words there. Can you hear cat, hat, run, sun, boat, coat, bed, sled, hop, mop? Can you hear the rhyming words? So just practice your ear. And then the last section is prepositions. That is where an object is. So you will look at the picture and then there will be a word bank and you have to tell me where the apple is. So in this case, there are the answers. Number 1, the apple is on the table. Number 2, the apple is under the table. Number 3, it's next to. Number 4, in front. Number 5, behind. Number 6 is in between. Number 7 is in the box. And number 8 is above. Good luck, guys. Study hard and make me proud.